All right, first of all, great news. Joe Biden does not have coronavirus. So that's what everybody was holding their breath on this morning because obviously Trump and Biden were in a massless debate just a couple of days ago. And remember, people can be asymptomatic while they have it earlier. On the other hand, Trump has been tested repeatedly, but apparently not tested enough. So I'm going to get to those details in a second, and I'm going to get to why what Joe Biden's team has to do going forward. That relates to, and there's so many more updates on Kamala Harris, etc. But first, look, guys, remember two things as I do these live videos. You always get all the details on the main show at 6 o'clock Eastern every day. So don't forget to tune into that and share and like that stream as you share and like this video. So that's really important. And we're going to have all the details. The Republican Party has been devastated by coronavirus. I'll do another video on that. But most importantly, all of the information is always in the live show right here. Okay, so youtube.com/TYT is a great place to watch it. TYT.com/live, or our app is a great place to watch it. And our live videos are now sponsored by twostrongcoffee.com/TYT. We'll put the link in the description box later. But so thank God Biden, in this case, too strong. So that's great. It's Progressive Coffee. Hopefully you've seen the details of it. twostrongcoffee.com/TYT. Okay, so, and if you don't know what it means that it's Progressive Coffee, just go to the website. You'll find out. All right, let's get on with it. So in terms of Biden, Kamala Harris also does not have it. Jill Biden also does not have it. That's great news. And now Caitlin Collins, who works at CNN, but by the way, now is like considered a hero of the resistance because Trump has yelled at her a couple of times, but Trump has yelled at everybody a couple of times. In reality, Caitlin Collins used to work for a right-wing website before CNN hired her. Say it with me. Of course! So she's suggesting that maybe he should suspend his campaign in deference to Trump. No. Look, I explained last night that I wish Trump well. I want him to recover. Last thing I want is for him to be a martyr. And honestly, both in terms of decency, you got to tell, like, you always got to wish well for people. That's what we do as progressives. And I don't say that lightly. I really mean it. But I have to be real, and you guys know me. On the other hand, I also want Trump to be around so that he loses the election and he sees it with his own eyes. So I need to see that moment. So for all those reasons, I'm rooting for Trump to be okay health-wise. But are we going to cut any political favors for a guy who wants to end democracy and was a monster just a minute ago before you found out he had coronavirus? Hell no. And for a guy who downplayed the severity of this virus, now when he ironically gets it, for the Democrats to unilaterally disarm in order to help him out of sympathy or something, hell to the no way. 0% chance of that. With Democrats, I have to say it forcefully because you never know. You know them. They might go, oh, maybe we should. No. So far they have said no, they're not going to do that. Now that I'm going to get to the second but first, Lonnie, thank you for becoming a member. I see all the member names as I do these videos live. Like Matt Gray's already a member, and I see all you guys. The Joshicles of Joshua, thank you for using YouTube Super Chat. And he asked, is Trump faking it? I know that that's the rumor mill going around now. Even at this late date with literally the tens of thousands of lies that Trump has told, I would be shocked if that were the case. This is too big a thing to lie about because it's not just about Donald Trump, and it's not something you could say flippantly. It's the whole White House, everybody at the White House, all the doctors would have to be lying. I know the doctors have lied before on his behalf, saying he's really healthy when he ain't that healthy, which is going to be a problem for him now. But no, it's too gargantuan, guys. I can't rule anything out because it's Trump, but I would be shocked if that were the case. I think he's actually genuinely sick. Now they're saying he's having mild symptoms. Now, when it gets to the symptoms and the updates, etc., there I expect 100% lies. So, they said Herman Cain was fighting the disease and was heroic and was definitely going to cover, and he was wrestling the Satan to the ground up until the minute he died. So will Republicans, especially in the Trump administration, be honest about what's actually happening to Trump, there's a 0% chance of that. No, what you'll constantly hear until you have some sort of conclusion, which obviously could be in the wrong direction or that he recovered, until that moment, everything you'll hear be like, oh, there's symptoms, but it's not a big deal. But Trump, I'll tell you, he's heroically fighting it. And if it is a big deal, then Trump is like the greatest fighter of all time. He's being so strong. Coronavirus has no chance against him. Him and Jesus are up there wrestling coronavirus right now. Meanwhile, the guys who didn't listen to the doctors or scientists, I guarantee you, are in a literally cold sweat panic right now. Go, where are the doctors and scientists? I need the doctors and scientists right now. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so nonetheless, we wish him well. Don't suspend the campaign or do anything foolish like that if you're Biden. On the other hand, the second but is, my God, do we have to now be in very serious hashtag Operation Protect Biden mode? People used to joke around about how he's doing the campaign out of his basement. Good. Stay in the basement. There's 30 days here. So if Biden gets sick, that is a disaster scenario on 1,000 levels. So they must protect Biden. And so let's get to the election. Let's hope Trump's okay. The quicker he recovers, the quicker we can get back to normal. And in normal, Trump was getting killed in this election. I did a video for you guys right before we found out Hope Hicks had coronavirus, let alone Donald Trump. And if the election were held the day before Trump announced he had coronavirus, Biden at that point was winning North Carolina, Arizona, and Iowa, and was literally doubling the electoral count of Donald Trump. So we want to go back to that normal as soon as we can. So any of these wild cards can only potentially help the guy who was way down, who was Donald Trump. So obviously, if the worst happens and Donald Trump passes away, Mike, as I explained last night in the video I did live then, Mike Pence would become president, but he would not necessarily become candidate. The Republicans would have to do some mega emergency convening to figure out who the candidate is. It'd be insane not to say that it's Mike Pence. But, folks will come, Ted Cruz, Nikki Haley, etc., will come with knives drawn to that conversation, to that meeting, and so will all the Republican donors, and they'll weigh in on it. And remember, Pence would then have to pick a vice president, and who would that be? And these are amazing, unprecedented issues. I mean, how is this for the end to this Donald Trump reality show series? Right, this is the series finale, one way or another, whether he recovers, doesn't recover, wins, doesn't win. We don't know. We'll have another season. But wow, how is this for an ending? James Civis, thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate it. You hit the join button below to become a member. We do this show together. I'm doing videos for you guys around the clock. We're doing the live show at 6 o'clock. How do I do it all? Obviously, Too Strong Coffee. Okay, that's actually partly true. But seriously, guys, stay right here. In fact, I'm going to do another live video for you guys right now for how devastated the Republican Party is, because it's not just Donald Trump who has coronavirus. It's many more in the Republican Party because they were all together. So I will explain that in a second. So stay right here. And if you can, support us any way you can, whether it's supporting our sponsors, being a member like 420 JR Man or Christina U24 just joined. Again, on YouTube, it's so easy. You just hit the join button, and there's different layers for how much either you want to support us or also for how many more exclusive videos you want to get and more TYT shows you want to get. And of course, you could always support us at tyt.com/go to keep us going. Anton Grounds, thank you for becoming a member. Joshua Bennett, thank you for becoming a member. William Bishop, thank you for YouTube Super Chat. I'm going to go do the other video. I'll see you guys there in 1 second.